Hello, my darlings. I know I said that I wasn't going to be here today, but I found a way to sneak in anyway from afar. I wanted to check in with you about this document and the task involved. So, a really important part of learning in science is being able to communicate our ideas. And we've done that in a lot of different ways throughout the year. Of course, for this specific instance, your communicating your ideas is going to take the form of that longer written lab report. Now, we have been really lucky up until this point. When we communicate our ideas, we're all learning the same stuff as a learning community at the same time. We're all operating on the same understanding. We have the same basic knowledge, and we're all using the same language, right, in order to communicate with each other. But when we write a lab report, we have to guess that the people reading our report may or may not have that same basic understanding. And so it's kind of our job as good scientists and good communicators to provide some of that background knowledge in order to help people make sense of our data and our learning. And so this research document is supposed to help guide your research process, guide your thinking. And you'll notice it's separated into three major sections: the fire triangle, basic information regarding chemical reactions, and then this third section that I'll go into a little more later. The fire triangle, some people reading your report may or may not know what that is, right? And so you want to provide some basic information on what it is, how it works. And in terms of the source for that information, a lot of that information is already found in your science notebooks. You've already learned this, right? Where you might want to do outside research is going into what is unique about the part of the fire triangle you are investigating. If you're investigating fuel, for example, different types of waxes, you may want to do some research into what types of different fuels are out there. Do all fuels burn at the same temperature, for example? Do they exist in the same states of matter? What do they all have in common on a chemical level, right? What are the elements that these different fuels contain? The section on chemical reactions, most of this you have learned. You may want to look up some specific definitions, and of course you will want to put the source of your information here. This details about your variables section. This is where things get a little squishier because this is where you get to choose your own adventure a little bit. So you are not going to answer all of these questions because you're not looking at all of these things. You are zooming in on what is specific to your research question, your context, your experiment design. So you may be focusing your research on the different waxes. You may be focusing on yours on wick materials. You may be looking at exposure to oxygen, right? And what that does to a fire. So this is a little bit choose your own adventure, and that is okay. So work on this for about 20 minutes, and then we're going to move on to the next task together. You will likely not finish this in 20 minutes, and that is okay.